Welcome to the Olson Bros Podcast. Second episode today. Finally, it took us a while to get there, but
it
we're
only
back.
took like 2 months.
And so today, I'm introing you, Kesler. We have one of our good friends here in the studio. He is the drummer for the Olson Bros Band, which is us, and also in an Alanis Morissette cover band called Head Over Feet. He performs with other popular Northwest groups such as Nico and the Night Shift and many more that he will talk about. And he also recently opened his studio in Olympia, Washington with his brother Wes, which is where we're at right now.
You heard about that in the first episode.
Yes, you did. And we're excited to have him on and hear more about what's going on in his life. So everybody welcome Kesler Blair.
This is the part where I hit buttons.
See,
I don't know if
that was the part. Yeah. I was imagining some sort of music playing in my head.
What's up, guys?
So
you can add that in post.
Later.
And I do have the editing power to do that. So
Let's do that.
But that could have. Maybe this is though.
They are labeled.
What we have to use. I mean, just the random button clicks is.
That was a dang good intro, bro. You made that intro your.
I'm
Your sweet lady.
I'm trying to
friend.
take this podcast thing, semi-seriously. You can't take it too seriously, but
Oh no, I appreciate that. That was great. It was great. All right, so
but also we have Anna here, and she is also a really cool person. I wasn't expecting to have her on today, but we're happy to have her here. And
Curveball.
Surprise.
she also is.
so he
doing-
didn't write. That's why he didn't do the perfect intro for Anna. But
Sorry.
So-
I have no intro
Sorry.
for you. If we have
off the dome, Anna
another-
is a great lady. Very funny. Got great vocals, right?
a talented singer
Talented
in
singer.
the cover band Head Over Feet that I was talking
Yes.
about with Kesler. And so she is here, and they can talk a little bit.
Good old Anna Morissette over here.
And
That's me.
I heard there's a rumor that you guys are maybe like together, like dating. What's
Why
going
does
on?
everyone have-
married?
I don't know why
No,
people
no,
think
too
that.
far.
All
the
this
time.
gossip.
In a gang?
God. Yes, in a gang, yes.
But you guys are dating, right?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah. Well, how long?
It was April 22nd of 23 was the night we met. After
At an Olson Bro. Well, after an
the
Bros
Olson
show.
Bros Band show we did down at the Raymond Theater.
Kessler owes everything good in his life to the Olson Bros.
To the bros,
That-
right?
Not far off from the truth.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I don't know if that's true, but
I
it
think
did
it's
help.
true.
It did help. Apparently,
So- Anna, what did you see in Kesler? Like his drumming just, took your breath away. Like he looked too
Flawless
sexy
rhythm.
up there.
I mean, I've got a really good honest answer if you'd like it.
No, we want it. We want honesty here on the Olson Bros podcast.
So, I mean, apart from being devastatingly handsome, which obvious.
Tan.
Well, yes, he was quite tan at the time. He tans very nicely in the summer,
Beautiful
and
hair.
that was late spring, so
Beautiful
he
hair?
did have a nice tan.
late spring. That's
it
very
was late spring in
romantic.
Raymond,
My
Washington.
hair was still kind of short at the time.
It was kind
Is
of
there
short.
is
It
there
was
a
the
more
gold
romantic
change.
thing to say than late spring?
So,
Autumn.
Old chain.
so he just was having a great time. I could see the joy in his face when he was drumming, and it was really captivating. And yeah, I was on a big jazz kick at the time, and I had read your guys' bios because sorry to say, but I did not know anything about the Olson Bros Band. So I looked you guys up when I got invited to the show by my boss.
It's supposed to be a boo button, but I don't know which button.
Come on.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so I looked you guys up and read you guys' bios, and Kess has said that he'd played it, he'd done some jazz drumming, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm on a jazz kick. So he's probably a really good drummer, and said you went to school in Nashville, and I was like, you know what? They sound all right. And then, yes, this one in
I didn't
particular.
go to school in Nashville.
Not you.
And we were just being great wingman for him when you met too.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
is true.
That is.
You guys were drinking all the shots that I couldn't handle anymore.
Yes.
I had so many random bubblegum peppermint flavored shots
Not the
given
shots
to me.
that we drink.
Well,
I
was handed
straight whiskey, not
bubblegum
other
peppermint.
whiskey,
I had
Yeah.
some
trans whiskey.
So
We're not going to talk about trans whiskey here today.
So Anna said,
Happy Pride Month.
Anna said we were the, part of the reason. No, we were.
You guys were adding a lot of comic relief, and that was allowing Kesler and I to bond as we laughed at you. With you, laughed with you.
So that's how it's been the whole time we've known you.
Well, not
Laughing
the
at
whole
us
time,
and not
but
with us.
You
most
guys
of
are the
time.
scruffy comedic relief to
I
my
wasn't
life
scruffy
soundtrack.
then. I wasn't scruffy then.
You were very
you were
clean shaven.
slick.
You were, yeah.
I had not a single hair on my whole head.
And anywhere north of your
I
neck.
think Chip was still hanging out at the time too.
Chip
Yeah.
existed.
Chip was
And
fresh
we-
because you talked about Chip at the show, and you stopped talking about Chip shortly after
Chip
that.
is kind of gone now, but I think Chip needs to have his own episode.
Chip
on
needs
the
to come back,
podcast.
right?
Chip needs to have his own episode on the podcast.
He should, but how are you going to do that? Are you going to black out a tooth?
I don't know. There's a lot of special effects these days. I'm sure we could figure it out.
AI. Wow.
So when did you
that-
actually start getting into drumming? Is kind of because you fell in love with drumming, with percussion, music. Obviously, music.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
the main thing. And when did you know kind of you wanted to be a drummer? I guess what kind of inspired you? It'd be fun to.
I think it cultivates from a few different things. From the youngest age, is like 3, as early as I can remember. I was always kind of surrounded by a lot of rock and roll and 90s country music and stuff like that. So
Because your dad, right?
absolutely, yeah, he was a huge music fan and possibly the most diehard AC/DC fan on the planet. So right around his
Fire.
truck.
If he's anything like you, I would believe
I
that.
do listen to a lot of AC/DC still, probably because of his influence. But some of my earliest memories were riding around in my little S10, which was his truck that he bought before he was born, and he would kind of do that backbeat snare thing on the center console. And so everyone, when they get in, they just always remember my dad slapping the center console as hard as he could, and the chains rattling and making it sound like a snare drum. So I still do that to this day. Anytime AC/DC
yeah.
comes on, I can't not do it.
I've seen it.
You
My
have
own
seen
eyes.
it. You have ridden in the S10 a couple times. But yeah, growing up around music and always having DVD concerts on TV, I've always been kind of captivated by live music. And I originally, as most people that are interested in music, was interested in guitar, but I've never been one for fine motor skills, and I thought it hurt way too much to try to play guitar. You got to get through building the calluses, and I never had the
Nothing, but
discipline for
nothing
that.
hurts. Nothing can hurt Kesler crushing it, right?
I was not crushing it at that time.
Crushing the chocolate milks.
You've always been crushing something. Let's be honest.
Pop cans on my forehead, maybe.
There you go. I know you have always been crushing something.
You were
No, he's a very inspired musician, though. More so than a lot of musicians, I would say. You're very dedicated to your craft, and he's a very talented drummer, and he does do lessons.
Yeah.
right. And we'll get
If
back.
anybody watching this, he does lessons. Hit him up.
Right here in this studio.
Hit up the Olson Bros Band. Well,
That's what I was gonna say. We'll get back more into some of your background, but you just opened this studio. What kind of made you want to do that? And then what do you want to do with it here? I know we talked to Wes about it the other week, but what's kind of your vision, your hopes?
It was a combination of ideas. Obviously, Wes has things he wants to work on, and then our buddy Tyler Poole, who's involved with it, he has DJing related stuff. He likes to record.
I don't think I've met Tyler. Have I?
You may or may not. He's probably come out to a couple shows, but he's the
We probably got to get him on.
yeah
on an episode
Get him
too.
coming out to this.
Yeah.
But we're all kind of involved in music in all our own ways. But I've always liked the idea of being able to do studio work and record and leave a permanent mark and influence on other people's music too. And I enjoy the recording process. I think it's
Which we got to finally get some more of your live drums. We've done a few sessions where you've done some
we
acoustic stuff.
done some
but we
acoustic
finally got-
percussion, and that was fun. But
Yeah.
there's something truly special about putting together all the portions of a drum kit, because there's so much voice there to
And when did you get your first drum kit?
Yeah. So
Somebody give it to you, or did you steal it?
no, I didn't steal it. At the time, my brother Wes lived down in Portland. We went down and we bought my first drum set. I was 15, and it was like the cheapest, like $350 drum set.
Or was it because you
Guitar
wanted to
Center.
play in a band, or did you
I have a
just,
$250 drum set, so I don't know.
Mine
if
was
it's cheap.
new.
Yeah. All right. Well, then that's
However,
cheap as hell. All
Yeah,
right.
mine was new.
You're right.
Was it because you wanted to play in a band, or did you just like want to bang on the drums and just learn how to do it?
It was, I guess, a little bit of both. Because during that time, Guitar Hero was at its peak, and I was playing a ton of like the Guitar Hero drums, so like the rubber pads.
Yes.
And everyone was kind of seeing that, and they're like, he's kind of good and consistent with it. So,
getting like the best grades on everything.
So I
did
didn't
you
have to
beat
do
the
that.
game?
I got it in the middle of summertime, so my grades at school didn't have to influence that too much. But yeah, I got my first drum set in summer of 2011, and it kind of came from just enjoying playing on the drums or the electronic video game drums. And
Like, yeah, I can do this in real life now.
yeah, well, I also stumbled across YouTube videos that one of my drummer idols were posting. Kind of the early days where a lot of people were posting, I guess, drum cam videos, and it was one of the drummers of Collective Soul. So I was watching that. I'm like, whoa, this guy's cool, and there's a lot more to it. And I'm like, if I could do half of what this guy's doing, I'd feel pretty accomplished, and I think it'd just be cool to have some kind of artistic output like that. And that's kind of,
And then you just kind of figured it out on your own with YouTube and all that.
yeah, YouTube. The first, like, I guess, like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, it was all self-taught stuff, and it was me in my bedroom just banging along to any CD I could have on one of those big, like, 3 CD changers.
And you got any like favorite drummers, like, or
Oh, there's definitely quite a few. Johnny Rab's up there. Lately, I've been a big fan of Josh Freese, who's the current drummer of Foo Fighters. And
okay,
obviously, I'm still very heartbroken over Taylor Hawkins passing 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was
That was
shitty.
yes. But plus just the Seattle music scene, like all those bands like Pearl Jam, Nirvana. It's like, even though I don't listen to them a lot now, I feel like growing up I was constantly surrounded by it, because how do you live in Washington and not be exposed to all the huge music that came out of Seattle in the 90s?
Yeah, you can't escape it up here, but in like a good way.
It's our culture, man.
If you're in a band, that's for sure. Because people are going to play Nirvana. If you're in Grays Harbor,
We've
especially.
definitely done Teen Spirit at some
If you're in
shows.
Grays Harbor, it's going to happen then. Like, that's for sure. We started out playing a lot of shows in Grays Harbor, so.
I also grew up living next door to the drummer of the Melvins, Mike Dillard, and my first band, Mike's son, was my lead guitar player. We had the total epic first band name of Burnt Foundations.
Burnt Foundations, yeah.
It's so generic.
Honestly, I think it's pretty good for a first band name.
Sounds like a makeup thing that you would put on, like a burnt foundation.
I don't know where to go from there. But
And what
you would know, Isaac.
what other band names you had? Because you had a couple other bands before joining us.
Yeah. So Burnt Foundations was my first endeavor into music, and we
You'd ask Kesler about all the bands he's in. It's going to be a long.
gonna be a long-
No,
laundry
4-hour
list.
podcast.
Who have you played the most shows with?
you guys absolutely.
Let's go.
So we got the sound effect. You got to hit one with something.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Oh, we got to cut that. No.
What does Wes have on here right now?
Rig this.
That was not bad.
These are different than last time. We need some more party.
But yeah, so after Burnt Foundations,
Just what are the names of
I was playing at my senior award assembly, and this guy came up and he's like, "Hey, I play in a band." He's like, "It's much different music, but we need a drummer for like a 4th of July fill-in gig." and it turned into me playing with them for like 2 years. And that band was called Slightly Awry, like the lead singer and guitar
The
player.
Aroused.
You're not the first one to make that joke.
I think I already
yeah,
have.
it's-
I already did this.
But yeah,
Oh, you did?
Slightly Awry, and the lead singer was a dentist in Montesano, and he was awesome. And they're all local Montesano people, and that was a great learning experience because it put me in a position to like, hey, as a drummer, you need to calm the fuck down and play for the song and not just be as
That's
loud.
what I
as you
keep
can.
trying to tell you, man. It's like
Yeah,
you need to
you
learn the
guys
lesson.
put so much energy in your music. It's hard to not get excited with you guys.
Thanks.
This stuff was very like folky bluegrass. Like at our peak of rock, it was like medium Tom Petty. Like it's kind of chill, but
Medium Tom Petty would be a great cover
medium
band.
Tom.
Medium
that's
Petty.
the next
Next tribute band.
tribute we're doing.
Luke's never stopping coming up with band names.
Yeah.
Never stops.
No,
Then
everything's a band name.
Then during that time, I was still at Grace Harbor College. I was doing like all the jazz band, jazz ensembles, and learning my music theory, which I don't remember any of at this point. But I joined Razors and Red Flags, which was a group based out of like McClary, Olympia, and that was I did a lot of gigging with them. Like we went to Seattle once or twice, like up in like Puyallup.
How many bands have you been in, bro? Because I'm
I
losing
told
track.
you it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm
a
losing
lot.
track.
Well,
Like,
as
no,
a
10?
permanent member, I mean, I've played with probably about 10, but I've only been members of, I guess, like 4
he's
officially.
playing with Kill the Headlights. He's
Rock song.
I've never been like the Kill the Headlights drummer. I've been like the drummer to the rescue a few times, but I guess before Kill the Headlights, I had Rock Slide when I went over to Ellensburg to go to school, and which was the lead singer of Kill the Headlights, Nathan Finkhouse. He's a killer songwriter, and we were listening to one of his tracks.
Yeah, I heard
the other
that.
day.
I like that one. That was cool.
That was actually a old Rock Slide song. We decided to circle back and record. So
Kess has got a long history, before us. I mean, that's how he was. He's so good. Before he,
That's right.
But he came and saw us a couple times, right? Before,
yeah,
at least once.
I'm
Before you joined the band.
I think the first time I seen you guys play was the Grace Harbor County Fair. Probably like the year before I started playing with you guys.
Yeah.
And
One of those years.
That was it was in the midst of COVID, man.
Was it
It was when you guys were just finally starting to get back out.
At the Grace Harbor County Fair?
2021?
Yeah, and you guys weren't on
It was 2021, maybe.
the main stage. They had you on that little
Yeah.
corner stage.
Freaking
yeah.
gazebo.
Yeah, I was at that
Holy
show.
crap.
They only had the Pepsi stage for a couple of days.
I
We
hate
thought we were going to
gazebos.
be on the Pepsi stage. That's why we agreed. If we knew we were going
Yeah.
to be on the little rinky-dink side stage.
Gazebos are the worst. Also, sound usually sucks in a gazebo. It's like echoing above you. And they also just
And you
suck.
had to run your own sound, which isn't as fun as like the big
And
speakers.
our sound was not as good.
Who invented gazebos?
We didn't have the- we
Wes,
had the-
look that up, Wes. The hell's
Wes?
Wes? Yeah, Wes is fired from this job. He's like, we need somebody who's supposed to be pulling this up. Whatever.
We can add it in, edit. If you don't know what a gazebo looks like, Luke wants you to know.
What's
He
the
wants you
biggest
to see-
We're gonna
gazebo
put it
in the
up on-
world?
on
We got to look
screen
up what
right
the
now.
biggest gazebo is.
No, we thought we were going to be playing the Pepsi stage, and we didn't end up doing. They told us like a couple days
Yeah,
beforehand.
I think that would've been
you have to
summer
run
of
sound,
2022.
and our sound was not. Yeah, before that we had like a couple 12-inch speakers. We got.
I don't
like,
even think you had subs at that point.
We got 15. We didn't have hardly any monitors, if we had
yeah,
any.
Yeah,
What's been your favorite part about hitting the road and like, just, yeah, not about like us, but like.
What's your favorite part about me? And then what's your other favorite
Look,
part
I'm
about
gonna rip your tits off.
me? And then all of you go down the line. What's your favorite part about me? Okay, fine. I deserve that.
I love the sound effects are just completely random.
well,
You have
they
no
are
idea what they're
labeled,
gonna-
but I don't know what any of them mean. We got the Twilight Zone. We got Superman.
I'm not trying to.
Okay,
I'm not
no,
trying
here-
to make this all about me, Luke.
No,
but
yeah, yeah.
it's. I'm just saying, like we've spent.
Yeah, okay.
Like, do you have any stories that since it is our podcast and this is our fucking guy and our drummer,
Our
you know,
boy.
like, I'm
Our
just
boy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what? Do you have any stories, I guess, that you would want to share? I'm putting you on the spot, man.
Okay.
No, I think there's a few that I guess.
Yeah,
Either
is there anything
highlights,
that we
maybe.
want to talk
Highlights from
about?
the
I'm not
tour.
trying to be like, what's your favorite part about me, Kesler?
I understand.
Look in my eyes while you tell me.
Ooh, I'm here for it.
I don't
That's
need to
romantic.
stroke your ego any more than
You know, I'm sorry you
That's
feel a
not
little
what I'm
left
trying
out
to do.
over there.
That's not what I'm trying to
Because,
do.
I do too.
You guys want some privacy? Should I
Yeah.
should I leave the
Luke
room
and
for a
Anna
minute?
can both step out the room for a minute.
All right, we'll be back. We're gonna grab a beer. I want
No.
to figure out the largest gazebo was in it's in
On
India.
this
I think. It's in
advertisement
India.
Are you for real?
Okay, we actually do need to do an advertisement break, and this time our fake advertisement is it Frame? Oh, this sounds German.
Freem.
We need Johan here.
Freem West.
Johannes, what does
The
it
West
say?
Coast IPA.
Frame, West Coast IPA.
Where's
We're
it- where's it
drinking them.
from?
Hood River, Oregon.
I've been to the brewery there, and it's pretty
Don't
nice.
don't you mean Hood River, Germany?
Oh no, it's Oregon.
This is Germany.
It's-
It is on our unofficial sponsor for the day for the podcast.
I've been to their brewery there in Hood River. It's a cool spot,
So yeah, I guess we'll have to check
and
it
their
out
beer
sometime.
is great. It is top-notch
Speaking of
IPA.
hood, that's another word for gazebo. How big was their gazebo?
Someone's trying to get whacked in the head with a mic.
Kessler, how big is your gas tank, bro? That's
We're
what.
taking this back to Montana.
Oh yeah.
Back to Montana.
Speaking of
back
Montana,
to Montana.
you guys want to get some Papa John's after this?
Oh God, we are
All
not
inside jokes,
getting-
and nobody's gonna
we
know what
are
we're talking
not
about.
getting into Papa John's right now. All right.
Isaac loves Papa John's.
Nope.
And nobody knows what we're
No,
talking
we
about.
won't go there. I don't remember what our oh yeah,
I
stories
was,
of the road.
I was thinking like, if you got any, or just like,
I think one of my fondest memories was the first show I did with you guys, which was before I guess I consistently started playing with you, because you guys never actually seen me play. You just knew I played. I think Matt suggested me to you guys.
right.
He
And
couldn't make
for
the
fill-in.
gig.
Yeah. And it was a wedding up in Seattle there at the Glass Museum. And I thought that was cool because, like, where the drums were set up, I could lean back and look up and to see the
It was a
the
pretty,
tower,
pretty venue.
Space Needle.
the Space Needle just looming over the top of us. That was kind of cool.
And you get that fuzz off of his beard. It's really bothering me. All right, go on.
Got a
Kesler.
fuzzy beard. Anna! Beard fuzz.
This is why he brought me.
But I remember talking to you guys because we didn't know each other at all. We just showed up and let it rip. And you guys were like, oh, hey, are you in any other bands? At that point, I hadn't been in a band consistently for like 2-3 years.
Since you came back from
'Cause
Central, right?
I don't know how everyone was sleeping on you now. You know,
I was filling in with
then
some
once
groups
you
like Hump Two Ups and like Kill the Headlights, but you
like
know,
1 or 2 gigs, right?
Yeah, only
So,
a couple.
but then once you played with us, then everyone's like, "Fucking Kesler,
who the fuck is this guy?
please play with us."
That's kind of what happened. But I remember talking to you guys. They're like, "Oh, you're not in any bands, right? Do you have a job?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a teacher." And they're like, "Oh, what do you teach?" I'm like, 7th and 10th grade history. They're like, "Oh, that's a surprise because I'm like 26 and I'm doing historian stuff." And then you're like, "How long you done that?" And I go,
It's random.
"About 2 weeks." And you're like, "Huh."
Yeah, no, that was super random. It felt like you were living like real life School of Rock.
That was not rocking. I was struggling. It was
But
day to day.
yeah, I do remember you came in and killed it that show, and yeah, you're really good on the fly. Some drummers are, well, just some musicians are, some are not. Like, how's that? Just because you just played, just kind of have a natural thing, you can just feel the beat, kind of, and
I mean, I definitely did some homework for
That's
a
for
lot of that
sure.
show because I was like, I'm like, where are you guys gonna play? And you're like, here's a list of 85 songs, and I remember
Right.
like working on it as hard as I could for like a month straight leading up. I'm like, these guys, this is what they do. I wanna
And then we didn't
bring-
even hardly play any of the
Yeah.
songs you probably practiced.
You played
so.
the 25% of songs I could barely touch on. And I was
But
like,
you did
boom
fine on it.
and
Like,
smack. It got
I
me
can't
through.
can't do that on the guitar, you know. So
it's hard.
I like to, you know, we have all these songs and I know them very well and we wrote them. So like it's hard for me to play a song that I've never played unless it's like 4 chords and Luke tells me the chords before we start. But like we could start a song and then Luke will like pick up the
Hop
chords.
in.
I need
guys
to
read
know
each
the
other
chords. I need to
very
know the
well.
chords before the song starts. Otherwise, I'm gonna be lost. That's just.
I'm lucky. I just have to figure out how it counts and make sure I land on one every time.
But
Yeah,
that was
you're
awesome.
usually there. There is one song I need to talk to you about. But
Do it on the podcast. Do
Probably
it now.
the new one. I've been
Settle it.
struggling with that one with our
Settle
mashup.
Settle this now.
You're fired.
Rehired.
But yeah. I got really good at running on the fly, and I feel like as like co-frontmen, because you're both lead singers, and like I always thought you guys were really easy to follow, and at that point, like I had become pretty familiar with you guys' stuff because after seeing you guys a couple of times, I was like, hey, their shit slaps. Like, and I had downloaded like everything I could have find on iTunes at that point just to listen to it because you guys are kind of carrying the torch for Western Washington here.
now you skip it. Now you skip it every time because you're like,
Screw
this song 5,000 times.
Well, not when it's on Kicks 95.3.
Yeah,
I'm like, hell yeah, Loose
especially
Man's
when
hooking
you
up.
wrote the song, right?
Hick heaven.
Come on,
That's also
that's the one they're playing the most right
yeah.
about these days. Right?
Radio airplay, baby. High fives all around.
It's a
How's it?
first.
How did it feel? Having that song that you wrote with,
I think it's a cool little, I guess, like bucket list thing. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but kind of cool
Well,
to say that
hopefully
like
we'll get,
a song that I helped write ended up on the radio, and a lot of people in the area are hearing it, and it's just something to be proud of, I suppose. It's something to be proud of.
Oh, yes.
heck yeah.
I love the Montgomery Gentry reference. Just in case for those listening.
Oh, and
that
when
might
you were
not have
being
got
a
it.
teacher, people, were wearing our hats around school. And,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, that was a
we
funny
also
thing.
released that music video around that time when you were being a teacher, and
Yeah,
people
we
were.
recorded it right in front of. We recorded it at the football field there in Montesano.
So a lot of people were kind of recognizing you around there, right?
I mean, everyone knew me as Mr. Blair, but
I mean, they recognized you, but then they saw the video, right? And then we're like saying
That sexy man.
a few,
I don't
Who's
know.
that
I
sexy man?
few people. Most people know me from playing the shows because that's where they have to stare at us the longest. But definitely, the music video was fun because that was the weekend that I guess started playing with you guys consistently.
And we've been putting Kesler on the spot for a while, though. So
Yeah, no, that's not.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
So, what's your favorite? What was your favorite memory of Kesler,
My favorite memory of Kesler.
or
Oh,
favorite
so many.
story? Man, that's so many, so many.
Is it Pullman?
Was I not here for this?
You were
Kessler.
there. You went to bed early.
We-
Luke just overfed me
Oh.
tequila for hours.
We had tequila, yes.
and you guys got some good
and we
videos of me
danced,
just dancing.
And we cried and we laughed and had a really good time. Take my hand.
I don't know this
Let's
one.
have a dance
This is
that
Macklemore.
you'll remember for the rest of your life. That's pretty much what we were doing all night.
Yeah, we partied.
Yes.
Ever had.
We do have a great video
Hey.
of Kesler.
They're at the lumberyard
Yeah, I did go to bed earlier than you guys, but I was partying for a little while.
a little while.
Did I? I think I took the video of, or was it you?
Yeah.
That was
I don't
that was
know.
yeah. Then you
Might have
reposted
been
it
just
with
the-
some 50 Cent for my birthday.
Yeah.
It was a great birthday
It,
dance.
it was a good birthday dance. Had my
trying to
gold
think of,
chain
like-
on.
He was just
and my
up on
vest.
a
That
like
little
a little
riser.
platform, dancing for everybody.
Hell yeah. Sometimes you just got to be the stripper for everyone.
The clothes didn't come off.
Okay, yeah. The clothes didn't come off. But you're still working it.
Why is Isaac the
He's
disappointed
still
one?
in the same clothes to this day.
I haven't changed my clothes once since we were in Pullman a year and a half ago.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, a lot of my highlights are just sharing the stage with him and like the feeling of playing music together.
It's so
Is
awesome to have a drummer that's just,
locked in, vibing, having a good time.
99.99% of the time just really locked in.
I definitely have some times where I'm not locked in.
That's hardly any times, man. Come on. I said 99.99. What do you want, another 9?
No, I'm just
What do you want, another?
I'm admitting
Give him another
that
nine.
I am not flawless, and
If you-
I
every-
definitely don't.
Every
portray
musician is
myself
not.
as
You're
such.
locked in more than I am. So like I'd give myself like 99.8. I'm almost perfect, but not as perfect as Kesler. So
See, my thing was just from the start trying to give 110%, and like
I think that's how you just approach life.
Well, I mean, when it came to your stuff, I figured everything was recorded away for a reason, and now I know it's not necessarily the way it goes. You guys, like, things take on a shape of their own as time goes on, and we might come up with a new arrangement, or
Right.
there's definitely some improv.
We're not going to
that
say
happens
to
sometimes.
any musician you have to play everything the way it was recorded, because you have your own artistic stuff to add to things, and we appreciate that. It doesn't have to be exactly the way it is on the record.
I've always taken my inspiration from that because I always thought like, I mean, for a while, obviously, you guys had other musicians playing with you, and I wanted to at least pay homage to their work.
What's your favorite song of ours to play? What's your least favorite song of ours to
favorite
play?
song of yours to play?
Putting you on the spot now.
There's some bangers out there.
Won't hurt our feelings.
Pocket Man's a good one. Like that's always a awesome moment of the night. I've always really liked playing "Let the Jack Drop," and she don't mind. I think
We
it's
don't play
The
that
Jack
enough.
Drop was
Yeah, we don't play
fire.
it.
I listened to the live recording. And
I
it
was-
was killer.
I would really love to see "Hit the Hay" come out in this set because, from all your recordings, I always thought that
That one slapped.
I think that one does slap. And then Seth recorded drums on that, right?
Yeah, Seth Bowman.
Seth did a killer job on everything. Getting to learn a lot of his drum parts has been always pretty cool because he was a good drummer. So
He was, yeah.
Dangerous
he had a
too.
yeah,
great
"Dangerous" is a kick-ass
rock
song. We don't play
vibe,
that
you
one
know.
enough.
It's just
A little different.
angry
Pissed off.
song.
Yeah.
We
You
didn't
guys
like
always say it's super angry. It's awesome. You should
it is,
play
but it
it
is
more.
an
Anger
angry
is
song.
awesome.
It's a
can be.
song of
Your anger is awesome, Luke.
it's a
Only
song of
yours.
directed heartbreak, is what it is.
It literally says, "I'm coming back because I've got the key."
That's
Yeah,
my place.
That's
But it
my
doesn't
place. He
sound
better not be
threatening.
there. He better not be there. Repeat that like fucking 5 times. He better not be there.
Yeah, if you say it like
Better
that,
not be there.
it becomes a little threatening.
Better not be.
But it's coming out of Luke's mouth, and he's so amiable.
Oh, yeah.
I
that
also
son of a
sing
bitch
it
better
too.
not
We're
be
singing
there.
it
It's
together,
your
and I
You're
am
not
not.
amiable.
No, exactly.
Cancels it out.
Yeah.
Glaring at the audience while you sing those words.
Also, now that we finally got to record it, and it will hopefully be released soon, Port Swing and Big Ass Trout. Big Ass
Yes.
Trout's like one of your oldest songs.
So let's
took you
just
10
list
goddamn
off
years.
all of the loudest, most rocking songs. Let's be honest.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's
It
a drummer.
does. Like
I'm not
I
surprised.
know.
It's good songwriting, man. It draws you in.
I know, but
Appreciate it.
what are the odds that those are the best well-written songs, the loudest ones? I think that has something to do with the favorite that you like to play, which is totally chill, dude. That's not a problem. But I feel like that is the main factor about which ones you like to play the most, which is that's.
Well,
I don't have a problem with that at all. Like
do we have
that
any
makes a
Sounds
lot
like
of
you
sense.
got a problem.
Besides
No, it
Kill
just
Your
makes a
Mom,
lot of
is there
sense.
any ballads that we play?
No, but those are the most rocking songs. All of those songs are the most rocking songs on
Ballads
the
are
records.
trash. We can all
We
agree.
don't really play ballads, no, but those are the
Exactly.
most. Those are the most rocking songs.
Well, just about anything you could argue that, like Jailed in Mexico, or
those songs. That song does not go as hard as all the
it
songs
does
you listed.
live. It goes pretty hard.
Not as hard as the ones you
If,
listed.
if I
no.
Find You's actually kind of become a jam.
Yeah, but
it was a little more.
that
mellow.
also
It's great.
doesn't go like you're talking hit the hay, big ass trout, porch swing. Those are definitely.
That's fair. Well, those are high points in the night. It's when everyone's hyped
It's
up.
totally fine. It's
No, I'm just saying,
totally
like-
fine. You can admit that. It's totally fine.
You
And
goddamn right it's totally
that's
fine.
The most. That's
totally
the most
fucking
drummer
fine.
thing possible. Is
That's
to,
my
What you're,
place
Isaac,
to
what you're
shine.
saying is that Kesler is a drummer.
yeah, and he likes the loud songs, which
So that's
I'm
pr-
just
I mean,
I'm just
we
making-
already knew
It's
that.
math. So you're the one who asked the question.
Kesler doesn't want to play "Waiting on the World to Change" over and over again.
My favorite
That
song
one's kind of jazzy.
is
Kill your mom. I love to play
Kill Your
that
Mom.
one.
Yeah, kill your mom.
It puts me in such a good mood every time.
Yeah, it just really showcases your drumming.
I would also like to say Tailgate Tunes. Tailgate Tunes.
I might
that's
have to
always
do a
fun
lot of
because
editing on this episode.
You're-
Oh, we haven't done that much. We haven't been that bad.
No, I'm kidding. It's just
I-
a little bit. Just
I feel like
Not as
I'm
much
no-
as with the
no.
Wes episode.
a
Come
normal,
on.
a normal amount of editing. It's fine.
We had to cut half of Wes's episode. He's talking so much
Okay,
shit.
here's some questions. What was it like growing up with Wes? Like, older brother? Was he a good? It's just
God.
good older brother.
We're gonna cut this section too.
DJ. You know,
No.
Were you living, is it tough living in his shadow as the DJ Wes? You know, there's the big. You know, it's got to be.
Well, Wes and I had a 5-year gap, so obviously, like things that he was into were very different than like what I was in when I was.
You guys were close though.
Yeah, always, yeah. Growing up, I mean, we were always in the same household, and a lot of people get confused why we have different last names because we have different dads. But I mean, there's never like really anything weird. It was just, you know,
Just
life.
felt like you're just like real.
Yeah.
regular
I've never
regular
been like,
brothers.
this is my half brother. It's always been, hey, this is my brother Wes. Like,
That's cool.
we were always in the
guys.
same household, and like,
And now
like,
you're doing
his
this
dad
studio
treated me
thing,
good
too.
when like I was around him, and my dad treated him like he was his own, and like there was never anything weird or animosity. Like good co-parenting and all that.
Is
kind
it
of
you
stuff.
think why you can't-
Kessler never has very much animosity. I don't think. I haven't seen it. So
So why maybe you gravitated towards?
have you
like,
seen it, Anna?
He does it
real
behind your back.
drums?
Oh
and not,
shit!
I mean,
It's
not
only
the
about
DJ
me,
thing?
right? Only me. I'm the only.
I mean,
one
he
that
had been DJing for a while at the point where I started getting interested in drums, and like I didn't even go and
you
DJ
helped him
stuff,
with
man.
that stuff, though.
You're lying.
yeah. I was always kind of doing that stuff.
He helps with
I
the
went-
DJs.
No, just kidding. All the time.
I've probably been to at least a dozen proms or the couple years where he got started, because that's where he got started, was doing
Is that
proms and
just-
homecomings. And
So
so
is that
I,
just because you had a lot of dates to a lot of different proms?
No, I mean, I guess that was Wes's date to proms,
Oh,
because I was packing all his goddamn shit in and out of the venue. But
yeah.
as is life, as is any gigging, regardless if it's DJing or band or.
Well, you know, we could bring this to the head over feet section for a minute.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'd
so
be
yeah,
into
We
that.
can bring it back to
Speaking of
Kessler, but
roadies.
you know,
Now that Anna's been saying
Speaking of
this,
roadies,
speaking of roadie, Anna is a great roadie. You know, I wish we could pay her what she deserves, but
I wish you could too.
so
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, you guys met, kind of hit it off, maybe started going
Yeah.
on some dates, and then when did you get to the point where you found out like, oh, she can sing, oh, maybe we can like do something together and have some fun doing this?
Well,
I
she was saying she was talking about singing before. To you know, she was in musicals and stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't know when that first came up with you, Kes. It
Prob-
must have been
probably the
kind of
first
early
date,
on.
talking
Yeah,
about
you know, the
doing music
general
school.
like, who are you? What do you do? Like, because I mean,
Yes,
prior to
I am a
my-
good person. Please enjoy your sushi and not think I'm weird.
Well, prior to
I think you're weird now. No, I'm just kidding.
I like the
you,
weird.
now
Okay.
you haven't thought so yet.
Yeah.
Okay, true. Okay,
Just-
we're all
haven't been
weird.
just
left on the
We're
side
all
of the
weird.
road.
But yeah, so Kes found out just I don't know, through the course of conversations
pretty early on.
Because yeah, like prior to my life as a non-singer, that was all I did for a long time. So if you ask me about my past, that's what you're going to
When
hear
did you
about.
I want to
Find
know
out I was a
everything about your
drummer.
past.
It took a while for me to find out you were a drummer. I didn't know for a long time. He hides it well.
He just has like this way with words, right?
Yes. Yes.
Would you guys jam together at some point, like early on, or no? Not really.
No, not really.
No, I mean, we sing in the car.
And is that how it kind of like?
The whole Alanis thing started with just months and months of obnoxious Alanis impressions.
Isaac actually gets some of the credit because we were just doing
I get all the
obnoxious
credit
impressions.
for anything.
Because we.
Ever.
So when I do my proper obnoxious Alanis impression, my dog my husky Spirit, she howls because it's really obnoxious.
We got to hear it, or do they have to come to the show?
They gotta. Well, I mean, I make it a little less caricaturized.
Right,
for the
when
show.
you're
I don't
doing kind of
wanna
your own
be,
voice.
You know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, if I really amp it up, it's super obnoxious. So that's how I sang Alanis in the car with Kes, and he would do it too. I mean, you just have to.
It's
You have to take it
infectious.
to- yeah, you got to take it to the
So
next
how did you
level.
decide who was going to be the lead singer then?
We talked a long time about Kes being the lead singer.
I do a pretty damn good Alanis.
Yeah.
But the world's not ready to hear that yet.
Yeah.
World is ready.
The world's
now.
not ready.
They're ready to hear it. I don't know if they're ready to see it.
Yeah, you don't want to see me with those luscious locks.
I know his locks are almost overwhelming already. So you add the length and the hair flinging, and it's
The
too
girth.
much.
Okay, but you guys are all.
Girthus Morissette.
What? Okay, go on.
Our first rehearsal was like the first week of January, so it's kind of cool. It's
Yeah,
been
making fast progress.
only like 6 months, and we're
You
already.
guys are moving a lot faster than we did when we started out. That's for sure.
And guess what? Both of these bands are going to be playing the Tenino Music Festival.
Hell yeah.
So
Same day.
that's in July, towards the end of July. And I'm going to look up the exact date, but we're both going to be there.
27th?
I think so.
July 27th.
I mean,
That's going to be fun if you want to see both of us, all of us, kicking it together.
but yeah, what's nice is, Kessler's jumping off from knowing all these musicians and all these, spots to play. And you played in all these bands and you kind of know how it's done. When we started
I
out,
have
we
a
were
leg
getting,
up
we were
from
from all the shit you've done for years. So, it's easier to
the
get
connections
that thing
and the people
going. Yeah.
and the reputation of crushing it with you guys for 2 years. So
I'm not. I'm
yes.
just saying you've put in work and now a lot of people know that
Thank you.
do a good job. So, yeah, when we were starting out, we probably weren't doing that great of a job. Let's be honest. Fucking 10 years ago, like Luke did a lot of rolling on the floor, and it was
I
impressive.
should still do that. I need to bring that back.
You do. It's been a minute.
I think I was trying to do it recently, but
You did it when
the
and
Angus
you would
Young roll.
always unplug because you weren't wireless.
wireless, exactly.
Now you're wireless and
no,
you
I
don't do
I
it.
don't have my wirelesses, so that's why.
Well, half the fun was unplugging and then finding it and plugging it in.
that
while you're
is,
still-
yeah, on the Alibi floor.
I mean, he
in
still
Elma.
does that. He just doesn't roll on the floor.
You had, they didn't even have to mop the floor at the end of the night.
I should have been taking the janitor's
Just glistening with
fees,
Luke's
you know?
sweat.
What the hell? Yeah, pay the band. And I'm also the janitor. Just wiping your floors while I'm playing guitar.
All the
solos. What else can
Alibi
I
floor
do?
piss that's been
I'll be
soaked into
slinging
your
drinks.
clothes over the years.
Oh man, all the throw up.
The
God.
throw up is more likely than floor piss. Who's just pissing?
Probably everyone at
I'm just
Alibi.
osmosising
Oh,
the
come
spilled
on. They
beer.
got to cut that shit. We can't talk. We love the alibi.
I've never been to the Alibi. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
they're just talking so much shit about the alibi.
You never
been
it's
to
just
the
because
Alibi.
it's just because it's in Elma and he's Montesano and Montesano and Elma
beefing.
hate each other.
Tell us more about the Montesano Elma beef. Is it real?
I don't know. I didn't do sports in high school, so I didn't
We
get
know.
it. Don't worry.
We know.
Yeah, you can. I don't do sports
You
now.
can tell from the Tailgate Tunes
Did
music
you
video.
talk to people from Elma when you grew up in Montesano?
Yeah. I had a lot of like family friends in Elma. Like,
With the Alanis Morissette, the cover band Head Over Feet, though, you guys, like, how did you decide on that? Just because you both loved it, like that kind of music, and you also play other artists, right?
Why
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you
yeah.
choose Head Over Feet and not my idea of the name for the band?
what was your name?
What was your idea?
Was yours the anal horset?
We seriously
Horse Head.
considered that one.
Would have been a great butt rock cover band name. Literal.
That one
butt
better
rock.
stay.
I wasn't
It
gonna
was
say
it was our stand-in name for a hot minute, and I'm not actually joking.
It's pretty
We refer to
solid.
ourselves at rehearsal as Anal Horse Set. For,
I think it was our,
a
the
time.
name
It's a
of our
great
group chat.
idea.
it was.
It's a great idea.
It was a great idea. We just figured that might rule us out of any family-friendly shows, and we didn't want to limit ourselves so early on.
Right.
Fine.
But
Understandable.
later we're gonna change our name to Head Over Feet, the Anal Horror Set Experience.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Anal Horror Set
So, like-
Sex Experience.
Sex experience.
Head over feet is kind of sexual when you put it that way too. You know,
Yeah.
head over feet anal horror set.
I want to say, like, leading up to it, I was the biggest Alanis fan. Obviously, just being a fan of music, all of our hits, and being a Taylor Hawkins fan from Foo Fighters, that was his first big gig.
He
touring.
was touring with them.
Yeah. When Jagged Little Pill came out, Taylor Hawkins was the drummer for Alanis Morissette for like the first
See, I'm not
18
really
months.
good at like following stories like that, so it's kind of interesting. Like I don't really know like
Yeah.
everybody's stories and who they played with.
Yeah,
and all that. I'm not good at like following celebrities, things like that. But that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he left Alanis Morissette at the end of the Jagged Little Pill tour to join Foo Fighters, the stars that's happened online, and they were in need of a drummer when that tour was ending.
That's cool. Yeah, but like I didn't, I didn't know much about Alanis Morissette, and then, but like I do know the songs because I went out and saw you guys show and you guys killed it. So
Thank you.
and yeah, you guys are all fucking tight, and I mean I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's not something that I'm gonna go turn on myself and listen to, but like I do know a lot of the songs and. You guys killed them, and I had a fucking blast listening to them. And like, it is a fun one to just go and like just fucking sing,
I cannot wait to see you guys live because I heard some video. I saw some video and it was cool. But I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Well,
Tenino.
you'll see us at Tenino
I
for
know.
sure.
It's
I'm
been a
pumped.
blast for sure, but I mean,
So I'm just like the best person in the crowd though that you've ever had, right? I'm the best.
I have never seen somebody
Top
crowded
3
up
at
like
least.
Isaac. I just swear to God, he was blowing my mind.
Is he dancing?
Oh man, and singing.
I mean,
Was he
you're a
black?
close
Oh,
second to
you
Dawn
guys, you're
Eason.
making me blush.
He
What?
was like he was
Come on.
singing
Dawn's a
where he
super
was
fan.
like he
Dawn-
was like clutching his chest with passion. You
Dawn
know,
goes
and
to all
singing
the-
it out.
He doesn't even do that.
Don
when
goes to
we
all the
sing
shows,
together.
but
I know.
does he? He's got the same
Suppose.
presence. He's got the same crowd presence.
Who
No,
does?
Don, no, he said Don. I'm second to Don. I said Don is a better fan, but I don't think he has the same crowd presence. Like I'm talking like stage presence, but like
I think
opposite.
Isaac's trying to beef with Don.
no.
I think you guys should fight it out.
At our
Dawn.
debut show at Nicole's Bar in Olympia, I would have to say that is the most fun I've seen you have while not being the musician playing. Because usually you're kind of mellow when it comes to like hanging out and socializing. You're not like
You were
party
going,
time,
you were going
but
hard.
you
were
went hard
rocking
that
out.
night,
Yeah.
and it was noticeable.
You were grinning. I thought your face was gonna break. It was great.
You were like happy and
I
shit.
don't
It was
even-
cool.
I don't
It
know.
was
Sounds like
weird.
they're on
He
some
was
drugs.
happy. It was super weird.
that. Let's not even talk about this anymore. I don't know.
Oh shit! I don't want people to know.
Isaac, do you take any drugs for the podcast listeners?
Just
wanna
that
know.
night.
Just that night. And
I
what
was
were
high
you
on
on?
life
High
and
on life.
Alanis Morissette.
He was on Alanis. That's what he was taking then.
But to circle back to what we were talking about with Head Over Feet, it's been really fun to deep dive into a lot of her insanely large catalog, which a lot of people don't realize she existed after like Jagged Little Pill. And
Yeah,
her-
she'd have like maybe one hit per album.
yeah,
but
like
yeah,
a
it was
couple
like-
singles.
And some of them were those songs you heard on the radio but didn't necessarily realize they were Alanis.
Like after our first show, because we did a 2-hour show, and that's a lot of Alanis Morissette music. Had someone come up and they go, "How come you didn't play more Jagged Little Pill?" And we're like, "We did a 2-hour show," and they're like, "Well, you didn't play anything." I'm like, "We played 10 of the 12 songs on that album."
Yeah.
I'm like, "We can't do 2 hours of Jagged Little Pill, man."
It's only a 1-hour album. And there's a song that repeats in a second iteration at the end.
Well, that happens, all the time at our shows. People go, "Why didn't you play I Bleed Evergreen?" We played it at the beginning. You must
the
not
fuck
up
happened to
in
Sunrise?
there." Yeah, were you
Yeah.
at the
Yeah, we
whole
definitely
show?
had people who came up at the end like, I can't believe you didn't play this. And we were like, we played it at the beginning. When did you show up? And they were like,
too drunk.
half an hour in. And it's like,
we ran out of stuff and we got an encore, so we just played our first song again at that first show.
yeah.
which was fine because our
think
sound was messed up.
I was
at the
leading
beginning.
the encore chant.
You
Probably
were.
were.
You were.
So, and I wasn't going to let you get away with not doing one. I was going to burn that place to the ground.
Yeah.
Nicole's.
Sorry,
No,
Nicole.
no, I would
they
love
wouldn't
Nicole.
do an encore.
Not my fucking fault. Come on. They owe it to me.
What was your favorite part of this past weekend, though? That, we went on a little tour.
We went to Winthrop and
We had a great
Ephrata.
little tour this weekend. That was fun.
We had Johannes come up from
Germany.
San Francisco. Yeah, come up from
Berlin,
Germany,
from Munich.
from Berlin. No, it was, I always love a good weekend on the road, and especially going
New places.
New places. Yeah, if I had been through there, it was probably when I was about like 15 or so. So
It's a cool little town.
yeah, it was great.
Got a nice little Airbnb the first night. We didn't get to spend much time there.
Yeah, no.
We got in at 12:30, had to get out at 10.
The checkout was at 10.
I didn't look.
He
Our
didn't
manager
forget. He
isn't
just
doing
didn't
his-
know.
Lindsay told me it was like 9:50. She woke me up. I was like, looks like the checkout's 10. I'm like, oh, they're going to love this. I texted the Airbnb lady. I was like, is there a possibility that, we could push it back a little bit? And she's like, no, the cleaning lady's like
There.
almost there.
She was knocking on the door.
Speaking of which, if we got any listeners in general, but also listeners that own Airbnbs,
That Airbnb was very nice, and we recommend that you stay there. But
it's in
we
Winthrop.
were not ready for the 10 o'clock checkout. But that's
Right.
it was a beautiful, beautiful spot.
It's in Winthrop.
Maybe we'll link the link to.
Yeah, we took some video, and we're gonna be posting some of that up so you can check it out. It's an awesome spot. We're definitely gonna try and go back there. But if you guys want to check it out, you can. We'll post the link. And if you own an Airbnb, we're gonna be doing some, a lot of touring. We're always out on the road, especially during the summertime, and we will take some video content for you, and you can exchange and give us a free night, because that seems like a great deal for everybody involved. And hit us up.
a little
if you got it.
advertisement. Hopefully, get your Airbnb bussing.
But we need to figure out which one's which.
What
at
is
some point.
What is that?
Zoom.
Zoom.
I was
Is
gonna
that the commercial.
I think that's what that's from.
He changed all those. I don't know how I feel
got
about them.
Where's the
He did that
racist
just to fuck with you.
jingle? I want to play that one.
The racist jingle,
Bling.
just a Morgan Wallen.
Dinkelberg. We need that one.
I was gonna say though, my favorite part of the weekend though was, I think, the first show we played, the barn in Winthrop, and there, they had curtains and everything, and so we were like, oh, let's close the curtains so we can,
Have the big
make an entrance.
It's
Right?
the greatest entrance of all time.
So-
I wonder if there's a video of it out there.
And Johan put on his French accent and
Johan-
gave
and-
us
And we don't have any. Okay,
best.
we're traveling with pretty much just the four of us. My mom's running the merch, but we don't have any techs. So
My
somebody's got to open
mom's
the,
great, but she's too shy to do the intro.
Yeah, well, we don't have an MC. We don't have any guitar techs, anything like that. So Johan's going to do the MCing in a French voice. That was pretty
Mesdames et messieurs.
That was it.
That's
was it.
100% what he said.
And so
What else do you say?
Isaac's trying to open the curtains while that's happening. It catches on my mic stand. Bam! Just goes down. And then I got to go over there and pick it up. Hello.
But you didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I came in
Exactly.
clutch and went and did it for you.
Right.
Kesler.
Well,
I
was
left
a
my
shit.
station
Thank
to
you
make
for
you
that.
look better.
True. No.
Hopped on the front lines
Yeah,
for you.
And that's what kind of guy you are. Hit
The clutches.
the clutch button.
What's
I don't know. Make sure it's good.
Kesler clutch. Perfect.
Damn it. Wes ruined it. I feel like he wrecked us today.
Yeah.
He did it on purpose.
Like all the
Just gonna keep
worst
blaming him.
ones.
I'll learn how to change these on my own.
Other favorite part was Isaac just going in 0 degrees water, always 30.
Like every time there was any water, he's like, "Let me take off my clothes and get in."
shirtless pics.
It's
That's what
only
he's gotta
it's
go
only
for.
glacier runoff right now.
I don't know, man. It feels good.
YOLO.
He's because Isaac's got to do it because he was on the swim team, right?
I like the No, I mean,
What was your nickname?
Just
Didn't you
because
have a cool
I'm
nickname?
just because
Lake
I'm
Chelan wasn't bad. It was warm there.
Isaac the
true.
Fish Olsen.
No, we had some cool nickname.
I
Didn't
had a lot of nicknames
Isaac
in high
was
school.
Guppy
Do we
Olsen.
want to get into my nicknames? Did you
Wild
guys have
Isaac.
nicknames
Yes.
in high school?
Yeah, this is what we want to get into.
I had Yo and Pheromone. Does anybody know where that would come from?
I do. I know probably.
Because I told you probably.
I know. I probably heard most of them.
What is
Yeah,
it?
Yo and Pheromone. Yo, and so
But I
yo
actually forgot.
means I in Spanish,
Yeah.
and in Pheromone means sick. I sick in
So-
Spanish.
Yo Infermo merch. That's what we
Yo
need.
and Pheromone, let's go.
And yeah, what others though?
Kessler's not impressed.
Because I remember you had some. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I thought there was
What
one
was
you had?
Isaac Phelps? That was a dumb
Oh,
one.
just Isaac
That was
Phelps.
a dumb one.
Because you were a
On the-
swimmer.
I did the swim team. Yeah, that was a real smart one. I think
Yeah.
they called me
Yo and Pheromone's cool.
The baseball team was calling me Seabiscuit. That's not my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a random one. I feel.
Well,
like.
I think because I have big teeth or something.
Oh,
So I think they
Let me
were
see your
calling,
teeth. Yeah.
they
medium.
were calling me Seabiscuit.
Let me break
like
out the
horse.
grinder. I'll shape those up.
High
for you.
schoolers can be assholes
oh
sometimes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Kessler, you got some nickname. Well, you have nicknames from us now and other people, but did you have?
Yeah, I don't
any-
think I have band nicknames, but Kessler's got like 1,000.
None that we say to your face.
Yeah, you guys have given me more
we
nicknames
need to know those.
in the last year than I think I've had my entire life. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily nicknames. I've just shortened versions of my name.
Okay, let's listen.
No, Keister Kess. That's a good nickname.
Yeah, that's-
Easter Kess is probably not his favorite.
I think
He
it's
deserved
funny.
it. He deserved it. He deserved that.
To be
one.
fair, that restaurant deserved it.
Yeah, but it's still a hilarious nickname.
It is very hilarious.
We should probably tell that story. I laughed real hard when we came up with that nickname.
We should probably tell the story.
Let's tell the story.
Wait, which one? Which
That was that weekend we doubled up and we played in
Johan's
Lakewood.
harmonica?
No, we played
that's
in
not-
That was in La
Lakewood,
Push, right?
And then we went to La Push in the morning after we played in La Push after that.
That was where
Crazy
that came
game.
from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I witnessed that magic.
no, it was. We went to a diner there, and
Kessler
forks-
sent us a picture afterwards about the utensils
And
that
I
he
remember
stole.
the
So
utensils.
I was pissed at their service, so I
he sent
decided
us
to
a-
keep a souvenir from Forks, which happened to be
A fork.
my fork, knife, and spoon still wrapped up in.
he
the-
sent us a picture of it, and
Yeah.
I said he must have keistered those.
Yeah, that place was a hot mess. Somebody got pissed that my dog was in the car, but it was literally
Kessler
hotter
doesn't
inside the
usually
restaurant.
steal stuff,
Yeah,
but
no.
yeah, no,
Yeah, he
it's-
would
I was
never.
taking back what was mine.
stand
so
up
there's
for your rights.
Keister Guest. That's where that comes from. This is a pretty funny one. I'm not trying to hate.
But definitely not his favorite. I don't think. You know. So
we don't usually call him that.
Kessler,
only comes up for
Kessler
special
crushing it
occasions.
is my favorite.
That is.
Kessler crushing
I've
it.
been crushing it since.
Nico has a nickname that's not quite as good as Kessler crushing it, but he's
Yeah,
got one.
Nico
Which
calls
one
me Heck Yesler.
Yeah,
Heck Kessler.
I don't know where that,
That
one
one's
came
sweet.
That's better than the Keister Kess.
it is better.
It's
than
kinder. It's
Yeah.
from. It's
But-
sincere.
it's.
Heck Kessler.
I don't know.
There's got to be. A few,
I feel
but
like
there are a
it's like
couple
you
other
just.
ones.
Why does
it's
it
got
always
like
sound
a
sexual
Heck
when you say it?
Yesler.
Yeah, it sounds a little LGBT.
Happy Pride Month.
It is Pride Month, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes.
Great.
This is why we had you guys on. This is our Pride Month
Oh.
episode. Boom, roasted. Where's the button? You got any other nicknames though, or is that kind of it?
You guys.
Can't remember. I know there was one other one we were calling you, but I can't think of it.
One of the like high school coach and teachers used to call me Blair Witch,
That's
and then I also inherited the nickname of Witness because for like gym and powerlifting I had a white Nike shirt that said Witness on it.
They just wore it every
Was
day.
that
I had a
You
couple.
were
of them
pulling
that
a
were-
Johan.
I would.
Johan wears
I-
the same shirt.
I had
every
three
show.
of them. They were all different
Panic.
colors, but I would just wear those for gym, and he would just always call me Witness.
The other
One of my favorite
other
things
nicknames.
is that Johan made fun of Kessler one time for wearing the same shirt to 2 shows in a row, and then every
Isn't
show.
it ironic?
Yeah. Johan, one time, like before he was wearing the Pan Am one every show, I remember him like just being like, Kesler, do you wear the same shirt every day for your show?
I don't remember this.
I remember this.
you telling me that story.
Probably
babe.
because I just shrugged it off because I could beat the shit out of him and I don't care.
Damn, beef between you.
Oh, okay, I'm not. I'm not trying to go there. I don't think he I don't think Johan deserved his ass
in the
whipped. I just think.
rhythm section.
I just
Maybe
thought
not
he was.
for that, but for something.
Some
For
other
something,
things. Some other
there's a
things.
million reasons Johan deserves his ass whipped. No, I'm just kidding. But
I mean, the harmonica.
I wonder when he's going to
thing
get a
was-
new harmonica.
I don't know if we, should we,
It's been spicy for so long.
I think if we're gonna tell that story, then Johan's got it. We got to get Johan on the podcast.
he needs to be in.
He needs to be there
Talk
for
about
that
it.
because we need his side of the story.
I don't know.
It's like
It's
me and
not
Luke.
gonna paint
Me and
him in a
Luke don't
better
want
light.
to. Me and Luke don't want to get involved in this. We got to
we're
have
trying
like
to
you
stay-
guys
I don't
like
know.
go. I mean, I know what side I'm on, but I'm not gonna.
It
like,
might be time to spill the beans.
We don't have all the info. Only Kesler really knows.
I mean,
Yeah, Kesler
I didn't
is the
know
only
it
one
happened.
that knows. No, I'm just saying you're the only one that really
Truly
knows,
knows.
what happened to the harmonica. You had
We
the
can only
harmonica.
speculate.
You had the harmonica for like a couple weeks. We have no idea. No one knows.
So for the listeners, they don't know anything what's going on. Johan left his harmonica over here on tour. He was gone. Kesler had it.
Possession. Kesler had possession of it.
And
That's all we know.
that he played it when he came back, and it tasted and it smelled a little funny. So ever since
I'm
then-
willing to shed light on this
I don't know if we need.
because I've said nothing to you guys, and I
Oh,
didn't.
are you gonna like spill the beans here? Are you gonna say what's so Johan? Every show since that happened, and that's been like a year ago. He's like, I still taste a little something, and it's not right. And so he's like,
Italian.
Kesler, what?
Johan is Italian.
Yeah, I can't do a German accent. But also nobody knows.
Have you guys ever watched the show Hot Ones?
Yes.
So you did. You actually did something.
I did put some goddamn hot
He
sauce
said
on
it.
that.
So it was the hot
really?
sauce. On it.
It was some pretty gnarly hot sauce, and I lathered that son of a bitch in hot
This
sauce.
is the first time that this has actually come out. He hasn't told me
100%
this.
no,
revealed.
I decided
He
to keep
didn't
it on
tell
wraps.
Luke this. We were. Oh my God.
But you guys,
The whole time,
you guys
Anna
made up
knew.
I knew.
We made up some kind of
You
story.
made some kind
I
of
told I
story.
told Kesler because to do something with it. It was.
I
sitting
actually
there.
suggested hot sauce. You're like, no, don't do that. And I was like, fuck that. I'm putting hot sauce on.
Did
You
I
eat
say
hot-
don't do it?
Yeah, you actually advise against hot sauce. I'm like, that's the nicer route. It's not foul. Like,
Because I said to
the
stick
thing
it.
that
I
you
said to stick it in
suggested
your
was
ass.
worse.
yeah, you
right?
wanted me to credit card swipe my sweaty ass with it, and I was like, nah, that's kind of
Would have been
gross. Like,
amazing.
Kessler would never.
I decided to go with the food
Keister
route.
it.
So, to
I'm
give
not
his lips
somebody
a
to
tingle.
prank somebody like that though. Like the
You would just instigate it.
no, like I would. Kesler knew I was kidding. I would not
Keister
ever.
harmonica.
I'm not about pranking people in like gross ass ways. Like
Yeah, that.
I don't. I would never. Do
I would
that
never
to
do something
any,
like
that to a
Unless,
friend.
no.
Like either like some people like think that jokes and pranks like that are funny. I'm not
No,
one
I
of those
don't.
people.
No, not the,
I think
the
that's-
super crude ones. Not a fan of
But
those either.
I thought hot sauce was a good. Just
I think
like,
that's
hey.
pretty solid. Like I've been telling him nothing happened. No, actually,
And
I
I've been
didn't say
letting that
nothing
happen.
happened. I've been suggesting it was the other thing, but
Yes.
but like I thought nothing happened because Kesler didn't even tell me.
But I've also been enjoying
Johan's
just letting
been
him think
saying
he's fucking crazy and something's wrong with it.
he's gonna find out now. But
That's fine.
that is
Well, that's what you
hilarious.
think. What if he doesn't
Till
watch the
now,
podcast?
he's
I
been
think he
saying
knew the whole
He's
time. I
been
mean, his
saying every
mouth-
show. He's been saying like it still.
It's
tastes-
always this harmonica. My lips are burning. I wonder what the fuck happened, Johan.
How did you keep it a secret for this long?
It's a man of
Just
mystery.
fucking, it's not hard to just not say anything.
For me, it would be. For me, it
just
would
get-
be.
He had a
Definitely the
confidant.
last few times I've thought about is like after we picked you and Johan up at the airport this week and the harmonica came up again. I thought about spilling the beans in the truck. Then I'm like,
I cannot believe you held it in for that long, dude. So
I was giggling inside
Right
the whole
here.
fucking time.
wow, this is like a groundbreaking moment here.
It is for the
Live
band.
on the Olson Bros podcast.
Pranks unveiled.
Seen here first.
Behind the
And
scenes.
I think it was like some hot sauce called like Blair's Death or something like that. So I'm like,
yeah.
this is fucking perfect. Fuck this guy.
Did you go buy it just for that?
No, I happen to have it in the fridge. I think my buddy who's into like hot sauces and stuff gave it to me, and like I accidentally put way too much on a burger one time, and like I was like, it was fiery death in my mouth for a solid like 10 minutes, and I was just like, I wonder how much residue will stay on here. So
It's lasted all this
it's
time.
lasted since last summer. Like it's coming up
Yeah,
on a
that's some
year.
good
Are you
hot
guys
sauce.
telling me that in all this time that Johan has claimed there's something wrong, he hasn't like cleansed it thoroughly?
No,
I don't know.
No,
Can
I
you do
don't
that
think
with a harmonica?
Johan doesn't cleanse anything thoroughly.
Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't take it there. I set myself up for that.
You would think you could.
No,
like, clean
Johan
it,
seems like a
Yeah.
cleanly
I don't know
guy.
if you can just run a harmonica underwater. Like it could damage the.
No,
the
I think
reeds.
you can.
you
You
can?
just don't want to do it under. You probably wouldn't want to pressure wash it.
Okay. I
Aren't
don't
they
know.
wooden reeds?
Yeah,
Are they
something's
not?
going
I
on
think
in
they're
there?
metal, aren't they?
There might be different types, but I don't know.
His are probably
because you might not be
fancy
able to
kind.
like just submerge it. So maybe that's why he's
Yeah.
still getting screwed over.
yeah, because I just
There's a lot of like inner
I just
parts,
put some
you
on a
know,
plate and then just like dab the side that he blows on, and then it's aggressively.
You gonna
like,
t-
He
dab
was
it out,
insisting that, and I honestly just thought that I feel like you told me nothing. I feel like
I
I
have
had-
told you nothing.
Yes,
I've
you told
kept
me
this shit
nothing.
under wraps.
So I thought Johan was just full of
It's all in
shit
his
this whole
head.
time. I thought that.
I thought that's what made it great, because you would pitch him so much shit, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. He keeps giving him shit, and he thinks nothing happens. He keeps insinuating it's gone
He's
through
just- he
its
thinks
credit
he's
card
just going
swipe.
crazy.
Every time he says that, I just say, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, he
So
rubbed his nuts on
if
it.
Johan ends up
I
actually
say,
losing
I
his
say,
mind,
Since Taco Bell, man, Kesler had too much Taco Bell.
I just remember the conversations initially when he says like it tastes weird. I'm like, well, Luke was blowing on it at that last show because he found it. I'm like, Luke, did you eat something beforehand?
did.
He's like, I ate ass. So I'm like, I don't want to say anything because there's too much comedy gold coming out of this.
Yeah, but I think now's the time, so he'll know. I think he's known all along too. I think he's known deep down.
Suspected
All along.
that his treacherous ways have come full circle for him.
And so it was just. And
It
it's
all
not-
started because he messed with Kessler.
Yeah, he messed.
In a-
That's what I'm
in a
saying.
little
So yeah, that's
bit.
what I'm
So
saying.
It was all good fun.
It was just a little retaliation. That's all.
Reasonable
Well deserved.
retaliation.
Reasonable retaliation.
And it's gone on for a year, so I've gotten a year.
And
out of
Johan's been a good sport. Everybody's, it's all.
He's a good sport.
Everything, it's all.
I'm-
It's all
I
good, and it's
love
all
when-
love. We all love. We got a lot of love for each other here. in
I'm
this
excited
band.
every time he comes up because I will say, like, the first couple times he came up for the weekend, the first time I played Tanao Music Fest with you, and I enjoyed his playing, his approach to music, and his playing harmonica made me want to be a better drummer as well, just because like he had just a fresh approach, and
Right.
like
He's good at,
he's an amazing, well-rounded
good at that.
musician, and that inspires me to be a better drummer myself. So
That's when we wrote the Kesler Blues, right?
I got the Kesler blues. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Nothing to lose,
Everyone's hitting on my mom.
especially Johan.
Might kick his ass.
Hey, but Johan's mom is coming up for the Tenino Music Festival, so you get to get him back again.
What do you think about that?
I got some.
Does
That's-
Kessler have a free pass with Johan's mom?
to say the least,
Maybe not with Johan.
Johan has it coming.
Oh, I got the
I
Kesler
expect to get him back at the end of the weekend, though.
Getting out of hand.
Now Johan has them too.
Yes. Oh man,
We are blessed. God, what a great.
I will say, I've also been blessed to get to play with so many different musicians over the last couple of years from knowing you guys, and my circle of musician friends has grown like tenfold since like starting to play with you guys And that's also been really cool because I've gotten to like sit in with some other really great local bands, like cover bands and original bands, and it's just been awesome. Like,
And who are some of the other bands? I don't know if you mentioned. Oh, it's some of your old bands, but that currently.
yeah. Obviously, like from playing with you guys, I got to meet Nico, and
It was awesome, and we did that show at the Spanish Ballroom together, which was sick.
yeah, and he did his EP, and when he was leading up to like his show for it, and he's like, hey, I need to get some like bandmates together or whatever. He's like, I don't know if it's gonna be. At that point, we didn't know if it was gonna be like a consistent gigging thing or a one-off thing. But I'm like, hey, I'll learn all your songs to do a show with you. I'm like, I don't have anything for, like 2 months. Like we're kind of on a break here, and because it was like February of last year. So we just put in a bunch of work to learn his stuff, and then we're like, dude, that was awesome. Let's do some more stuff. And we don't gig nearly as much as like Olson Bros Band, but playing with throwing in shows, and every show is a different experience because he's kind of got like this jazzy, bluesy improv thing going with a lot of his stuff, and every night the dialogue of the songs can be completely different. And
He's definitely
Which is
got to be top of my local musicians. And
yeah, I love his just songwriting, musicianship, and he's just a freaking fantastic singer too, like songwriter. Like just that's been rewarding too. Just some more influence.
Yeah, we got to finally write with him. I met Nico like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago. He was working at a pizza place down here or something like that. And then when he played in Sunrise like a few weeks, I feel like after that.
I know.
But then I think we were like, oh, let's write a song and sometime, and you know how that goes. Then and just never freaking happened. We never did it. And then like finally, like a month
10
ago, we
years
finally.
later.
Yeah, 10 years later happened, the SpongeBob thing or whatever, and then we wrote a song.
Yeah.
And then we all got kicked out of it.
a lot of people
And
like
and
that
we-
song.
and
Though.
it's
I think
good.
people are.
And we got kicked out of our parents' house writing it, so we were too loud. But
It's not writing a song if you
Sometimes
don't
we
get kicked out of
piss
your
off
parents'
Steve.
house.
Sorry, Steve.
apologies, Dad.
I've been
Apologies.
noticing we've been ignoring his phone calls during this whole podcast. It keeps
Yeah,
ringing.
he does keep calling
Sorry,
my
Steve.
phone, but
I'll call him
hopefully
back.
it's nothing
I'll call him
important.
Late at night, he's blowing up your phone.
No, but Steve, he's a great dad, but having kids like us, I'm sure is a pain in the ass at times.
Not you guys. No.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think anybody has ever said that I was a pain in the ass before, though. I don't think so.
Never. Not you.
No.
But to finish answering your question, playing with Nico, and then to kind of fill some off time, I was doing quite a bit of gigging with local cover band, Big Love Band, and that was a really fun experience. Dan's
Dan
very
Walcott.
talented.
Dan's a
player.
killer guitar player, and Allie's grown a lot as a singer over the last couple of years. And like I learned, like she hasn't been singing that long, like maybe a few years. Like
No, she kind of started. I think.
yeah, she started
Dan,
with
yeah.
Dan, and and she's really good. Like considering that a
Kicking ass
lot of
and
the people
taking
around
names.
here have been singing like a really long time, and she's holding her own along. And gigging is possibly the second most gigging band here in Olympia. I would
They
argue
gig a lot.
they a lot like
They sound good. Yeah.
yeah. And then anyone who kind of like makes a circle of coming in and joining them for a while, like their bass player Gary's always been fantastic.
And
I
it
was
helps,
doing-
that Dan has also obviously been around doing the thing for a while and has all those
Like,
connections.
all
It's
over the
like you
world.
you have those you guys are kicking ass, but you got those connections going in, which really, really helps a lot.
Yeah.
To know the people in around, so then you can be like, yeah, we know that Kessler's going to come in and have people around him that are going to put on a good show. Because Kessler's not going to go out there and put on a shit show. We know that because
No, hell no, yeah. So Kesler, though, besides like music, I know it's pretty much all we've been talking about. I mean, what else do you like to do, man?
What do I
Yeah, is it just music, dude? You just play drums all day?
No,
I said he's very inspired
you like
man.
her.
I know
I know
Yeah,
you like
yeah.
her. You spend a
I
lot
hang
of
out with
time
her.
Oh.
with her. So
yeah. This
he's
girl
very
that I'm not
inspired
dating.
about music. He's kind of a one-dimensional. No, that's
No, no. I guess in
Wow.
ways music is around the clock. There's always, I guess, some kind of I guess
that's why
live
he's so
performance or something that I'm always watching.
He's always supporting other artists.
yeah, I do like to go out and see other
Yeah.
bands
That's what I'm
play.
saying. He's like, when I was saying he's an inspired musician, I said he's one of the most inspired musicians.
Yeah, and you're listening to new music, right? You're finding like new albums.
Yeah.
I try and do quite a lot of that too.
Supporting other musicians, playing in a bunch of bands. Yeah, he's very.
it's
You're
kinda
definitely
what
one of the busiest musicians that I know. You know.
I have my lazy habits though, of just playing way too
And-
much damn Xbox One
Oh,
or
dude,
Xbox.
so
That's a
X or-
hobby. That's what he's asking.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
like,
it's not nearly as productive, but yeah,
oh,
I
you don't
play
care
my-
about being productive all the time. If you know,
No, he's not asking what do you do that's productive.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not
favorite
too
Xbox game, go or two, right now, or one right now, one like just all time, or whatever.
all time. Kind of the whole Assassin's Creed series, like those games have been great over the years. Like
Well,
I've been
Kesler
playing
turned
those-
me on to the Valhalla
Valhalla.
Viking game.
That game is sick.
And
I
that's
mean, I've been
that's
playing-
my favorite game of all time. I think.
Besides Battlefront 2.
Battle.
But
I was
that's
gonna
all-
say
Yeah,
Let's
that.
I actually they re-released that
Yeah, we need to
recently, and
go
I
play
played
that tonight?
Conquest mode.
I need to buy it. You know, I'm saving up out from these Spotify royalties. Do you need to click that?
Yeah, I did.
Spotify royalties here. Once this episode goes big, I'm gonna afford that $35
The 30
Yes.
to get that game.
And
so
did
thank
you-
thank you for listening.
Do you like? What are some of your hobbies? Do you play video games?
Well, she works at the Carriage Museum, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, so
And
So
she
shout
gave
out
us
to
a
the
tour.
Northwest Carriage Museum in Raymond,
Yeah,
Washington.
Northwest Carriage Museum represent.
We got to ride in Santa's sleigh.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so I'm the director of the Northwest Carriage Museum. That's my job, and it's awesome, and I love that. And then yeah, I've got a bunch of creative hobbies. I'm a seamstress, and I do art, and
She's gonna make us a Santa suit at some point when we can
I am
afford it.
absolutely gonna
right,
make
right.
you a
Camo
camo
one.
Santa. Yeah.
That would be so cool.
We are accepting sponsorships for materials and labor as we
We
in
need
case
to-
anybody
them
in our audience really wants to see
sponsors.
this happen.
We
Also,
are accepting sponsors for the podcast, and we are accepting new guests always. Though the music scene's been growing so much here, so you don't have to be a part of the music scene to be on our podcast. But if you are, it's really
we gotta get
be really
Johan
awesome.
in here and tell him the truth, man. If he
would-
doesn't see it on this,
yeah.
he's
You
gonna
gotta
learn
get
it in
that
the next
candid reaction
episode.
on camera.
Well, Luke's gonna post that section as a reel to make sure
yeah,
that he
I'm gonna-
sees
I'm
that.
gonna
Tag Johan.
I got to make a few highlights, and that's definitely going to be one of them.
I can't believe I didn't know you were so
can't-
capable of a
I
secret.
can't wait.
It's going to say what happened to Johan's harmonica.
I can't wait for the angry text message,
Oh man,
the angry German text message.
Germans do sound more angry.
Yeah, it's just a voice
He's just gonna
memo.
start speaking German.
It's a very intense.
None of it's
language.
gonna be in English.
He's gonna have to Google Translate, and Google Translate's gonna have to auto bleep out the profanity.
It's just gonna be the F word over and over again.
So, what are you looking forward to? Anything more this summer, Kessler? Like, what's the most thing you're looking forward to? Just going out on tour? or-
Yeah, always. I think I think some of the high points of the last couple years have always been something that motivates me for any new show, like getting to join you guys for like our big opening shows, and then Tenile Music Festival this summer. Like the last 2 years, it was probably my favorite show that we did. So the fact that we're doing it again, and I get to double up again this year.
Go to the Tenino Music Festival. We should try and get Nick in here at some point.
Let's
yeah,
get Nick in
this-
here
this-
talking about that.
In a couple weeks
Yeah.
before the Tenina Festival, we got to get Nick Resitek in here, right?
we should also plug the Flannel Fest.
Do it all. Yes.
That's right. Yeah, is that October 5th,
October 5th, 4th, 5th.
4th? That
Fifth.
weekend?
Yes, the weekend of October 4th and 5th.
Well, yeah, head over feet. We got lucky enough to get on the bill for 90s Flannel Fest over in Moses Lake. And if you don't know what that is, it is a complete 2-day music festival of nothing but 90s tribute bands. So there is a Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute band called the Red Not Chili Peppers. There's a Blink-182
Quality
tribute.
name.
There's Nirvana.
Yeah.
So
Quality.
There is, isn't there
Fire names.
What's Hoffy's Brothers Band?
They're not playing. It's a different one, but it's like a Chris Cornell Soundgarden tribute's going to be there.
Oh, that's a bummer that Hoffy's brother isn't the one.
Yeah, they used to do it,
did
and
it
for some
last
reason
year,
they went with a different one this year. But that's whatever.
Hoffy's brother is pretty good.
It
I've
was-
seen him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's just nothing but awesome '90s tribute bands. I've been looking them up and checking them out, and
Big things coming.
it's pretty cool. And it's the same spot where we opened for Michael Ray, the same stage there, which was
I wonder, did
Grant.
you're probably
Grant
working through
County.
different people there, though.
it's Grant County Fairgrounds though. That's where it's happening.
That's awesome. Well, go see Head Over Feet and come see Kesler with the Olson Bros Band this summer because we got a lot of dates also. Thank you guys.
Thanks
Thank you
for
for
being
coming
a
on.
guest.
Thank you for
Hell
being a good
yeah.
sport, Anna, and joining us. And that was really fun. And yeah,
Hopefully.
awesome.
Is that how
We'll do it again sometime.
What did you say?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. For
I thought
having
we
us
were
for
just
that.
ending it
you
with
for having
Kessler going, hopefully,
You
and
guys,
staring at the and staring.
thanks for watching.
Hopefully. ...
Come back soon.
The weirdest ending
away.
up
Let's scare
ever.
We'll
everyone
have
away.
the hot sauce.
I was wondering when Kessler's Weird was going to come out here.
Bound to happen eventually.
I know.
It
He
hasn't
did
come
so
out
well.
yet.
He did so well.
I'm always doing well.
Keep it in it.
Heaven ain't as far as you think. I found